Today we have an unboxing video of Dockfighters, a 3D art lab game by Bernard Klepper and Marcus Grieger. Hi, I'm Kevin Baker and you're watching Shangri-La, my YouTube channel for tabletop board games, birding, and other educational videos. Please like and subscribe. Okay, I'm excited to check out Dockfighters The Ale Wars. This is a game I borrowed from my friend Michael of Roofs Done Right for the unboxing. If you need a new roof or roof repaired in Palm Beach or Martin County, please reach out to Michael. The contact information is in the show notes. Okay, so let's see. This is the 1949 Almanac. It's the ultimate guide and reference book to war machines in the sky. There's aircraft, bombers, airships, and dock fighters. Now, apparently they dock in the sky. Interesting. Okay, so we can find out all of the different variants of all of the different fighter aircraft that will be flying around. It comes with this very nice play mat. So we'll see how that works in. And comes with an actual real leather guidebook that you get to sew together yourself. Comes with thread and everything, so you get to do your own assembly. That will be very cool. Okay, and tons of little decals, so you can, there's probably a lot of assembly and some very detailed work in getting these on there. So there's all sorts of envelopes to go through. Let's see what we can find. So first we've got some interesting actual real metal parts and dials. And so that's interesting. Let's see how that fits together. And the box actually came from Germany, and this may need to get glued back together. The outer box was a little bit thrashed. So let's see how that works. Okay, so let's see if we can get in here as gently as possible. After all, this is a borrowed game. And, okay, a little slice there. A little slice there. A little slice here. Trying not to slice myself. Okay, so we have Prussia. We have England. We have lots of bubble wrap. These are some interesting little spaces. Let's see how those impact the game. There are hexagons on the blue playmat, so maybe these will fit in each of the hexagons and represent rough water or something, or maybe they're clouds. Open up some of these and see what we can find. So, multi-levels from levels 1 to level 5. Now, in combat, you gotta fly to your opponent's high 6, get behind them, and blow them out of the sky. Maybe this will have something like that. I'm definitely a fan of Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles and Wings of Glory, which strategic maneuvering is definitely one of my favorite game mechanics. Okay. So we have more levels. Let's figure out where those go. And let's have more cases. So we have the Scotland Squadron and those Dockfighters. Ah, the smell of fresh cut wood. And we have some Scottish aircraft. Can you see those? And quite a few of them in here. Wrapped up. So if you like painting miniatures, and you can have a dirigible, aka a blimp. So those are from the Scotland Squadron Dockfighters. And that's right there. Let's see. Ages 14 and up. This is not a toy, not suitable for children under the age of 14. It also says that in German with a warning to not give it to babies between ages of 0 to 3. Definitely a choking hazard. Okay. So, we've got more Dockfighters. Different variety. And their own dirigible. Very cool looking. And the little tiny fighters. And we have more of these. Okay. We'll have to figure out what mechanic they use in order to fly around. Wings of Glory, it was a deck of cards, and you got to play the different maneuvers and then follow your cards as you curved around. Starship, Battlestar Galactica, you actually had momentum in space, more levels. Okay. So, and even more levels. So, it's there. One more big package. The individual packages are well wrapped. The last thing you want is to wait months to get a new game and have it come in too many pieces. Okay. So, another 1 to 5 level piece. And learn some advanced stacking techniques. Okay. So now let's move over here for a second. Then we have terrain. Let's see, carefully opening the terrain envelope. So these match up with the binder to explain the new altitude chart to be used with 3D terrain. So you know which planes are at what levels. And there's rules for determining the line of sight, and rules in German, and distance attacker to terrain obstacle. To find out how all of that works. And we'll put together a tutorial maybe. Okay. A couple more big boxes. Definitely get a lot of stuff with this. Since it's a game borrowed from Michael Bruston, right? It's not currently in the FlamingoCon library, but it seems like the kind of game that we might want to get. Okay, another nice wooden box. We have the Naval expansion Dockfighters, and made in Bavaria. Good wood. Okay. So we've got dice control movement. Possibly. This looks like what would happen if a bomb hits the water, or maybe lands on one of these spots and it goes boom. It looks like a pretty big splash. Wouldn't want to be standing there when it goes splash. Okay, so we've got wooden game pieces that are labeled with numbers and some symbols. Find out how all those work. And we have some small splashes maybe. So, not sure what those are yet. We will find out. So that's exciting. Oh, it is a mine. That's definitely a mine. So, if you want to close down a section of waterway and cause ale prices to be very, very high, and you mine the waterway, and all of a sudden it costs lots of money to get ale. Interesting ships and planes. Clearly they've been 3D printed, so you can see the lattice work. But you'll probably need to carve that out very carefully. I am not an excellent painter of miniatures. That would be a nice skill to have. Let's see. We have submarines. Look at that. So, your submarine gets hit by one of those, it's in deep, deep trouble. Let's see what else we have. More submarines. And, we have battleships. Very cool. Those aren't going to look excellent as soon as it gets a nice painted job. Look at the big guns in those guys. Now, hopefully they know how to clear mines. We've got I would say these would be cargo ships. Looks sort of like a cargo ship, with little containers on top. And there's at least 4 of those. And, ooh, I'm going to call that an aircraft carrier. And 2. Got 1, might as well have 2 aircraft carriers. What else do we have? We had small battleships, and we have large battleships. Okay. These are another kind of, there's guns on the top. It's got a runway. So it's a cross between an aircraft carrier and a battleship. Well, that's very interesting looking. Okay, let's put that in there for the moment. And that'll top to that. Then the Red Ale Air Race Dockfighters expansion. If you don't have enough parts, we can always get you more parts and make the game even more interesting. Everything else was 3D printed. This one is probably no exception. Gently opening. In here, we have, looks like more mines and shields and ammunition. Find out how that is used. These look like wind socks, so you can see which direction the wind is blowing. Find out whether I was correct about that. So, you've got hexagons that are numbered, and a numbered platform here, and we'll figure out what the 3D Art Lab intended for us to use these for. But it's all very pretty and looks pretty exciting. Should we open up some more envelopes? Don't fall. Stay. Okay. Maybe not that one. PEN. Don't know what the P stands for. The EN is going to be for English, I'm assuming. Carefully opening this up. Aha, more pages of the manual, nicely 6-hole punched. And so this is the crew files for Prussia. So, personnel. P is for personnel files. So each of the pilots has their own abilities. So you have characters. Okay, very nice. BSK in English. Let's figure out what BSK stands for. Okay, so, and we have another, let's see, explains the different military equipment. The advanced fighter of the BSK, the BSK-2 Banshee. Okay, the Grendel. Oh, the explanation of what each of these weapons can do. And all of these will go into the book. Race. Apparently you can set it up as a race. Hopefully that's the race they're talking about. Very careful. Okay. The Red Ale Air Race. Yeah, so that is what this is for. You can actually set it up for a competitive race around a circuit. Interesting. So you have 8 red tokens of each type, beer mugs and air mine, because you definitely want to mix mines and mugs of beer. That always ends well. Okay, you can learn how to do some racing. Okay. So there's Scotland in English. Maybe English, but you still have a hard time understanding what it says. Now, the aircraft sheets for Scotland. And personnel files, crew files, information about the different weapon systems. Okay, very interesting. And the paper is all very old-timey. It's not your bleached white. It's slightly off-white. So, I'm guessing this is going to be for England. Yes. So, the crew files for England. Let's see. The different personnel files. Your squadron leader skills. Heroic, ruthless, scourge, publicity expert, dread, and drunken. Drunken. 1 pilot or crew can ignore 1 wound in this mission. First pilot or crew that shoots each turn hit -1 harder. Okay. Figure out what that means. Okay. Then you have the Navy in English. So, the Naval Combat Expansion, Dockfighters The Ale War. Good, it's got an index so you can figure out what's in here. Contents, 4 destroyers, 2 battleships, 2 aircraft carriers, 2 submarine aircraft carriers. So, that was one of these that had looked more like a submarine. Okay, 4 cargo ships, 4 submarines, 6 Wild Goose bombers, 12 sea mines, 12 anchored sea mines, 8 depth charge detonations. These are the depth charge detonations. Okay, wooden elements, 12 torpedo token sets, 6 submarine sonar token sets, each with 2 dummy and 1 real position token, 1 wooden box, 12 dice in 4 different colors. Okay, 1 folded ocean map, 1 unit sheets, naval rules and campaign. So I have my own playmat that is more of a space theme for my Battlestar. but this one is good for the ocean. Okay. The grid looks like that, but just on a large map. Air superiority at sea, that is what you're trying to achieve. You have different destroyers, U-boats, aircraft carriers, submarines, and some more personnel files. The detail is exquisite. And when it is all painted and carved out and glued together, it's gonna look truly, truly amazing. Can't wait to try it out. Okay, and that is Dockfighters The Ale Wars. Thank you again to Michael of Roofstone Wright for loaning me this game for the unboxing. And we do have Flamingo Con number 32, Bigger and Better, coming up August 15th and 16th at the Embassy Suites in West Palm Beach, Florida, coming out for 27 hours of board gaming. Okay, so that is from Saturday 9 a.m. to midnight and Sunday 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, hope to see you all in person at the next Flamingo Con. Be well.